Hey, it's Saturday, January 23rd, 2021, supposedly at 3:34 p.m. Watching a video, and I just saw in my mind's eye something completely irrelevant to what I was watching in the video. And by the way, so for those of you who keep asking for like podcast things, this is a podcast. You don't have to stare at the fucking screen. You can go do your work, you can go doodle, you can go take a shower, whatever the fuck you want to do. All you need is your ears and your heart. Anyway. And I've been like channeling bits and pieces of this information for a few weeks now. And it just clicked in my head. Like, I got the last little piece and watching this video, and this woman mentioned Chiron, the wounded healer asteroid. And as soon as she said asteroid, I remembered Lilith and the comment in a previous video for like a question and answer thing about Lilith. And the recent few weeks I've had a few different like, I don't want to call them downloads, they're insights. I'm not a machine, I don't get downloaded. I'm a living being, I exist and I'm real. I'm probably one of the few real ones here. So it's not a download, it's an insight. It's a recollection, it's a gaining of memories. Lilith, okay, so before we even go anywhere, there are so many different metaphors and stereotypes of Lilith. But at its core, in the physical three-dimensional world, we see Lilith as an asteroid, right? Or a moon, or a dark moon type of thing. Well, the Chiron is also an asteroid and a dark moon type of thing, right? Pluto is also a very tiny planet, but not a planet. It's a moon, but it's not a moon. It's an asteroid, but it's not an asteroid. And then we have all that crap in the asteroid belt, right? Who knows what the fuck's in there? But if we look at the entire solar system as one object, one single object, an aeon, because we have to look at everything from a point of view of all the history we have and then what we know now, including the false histories. So Lilith being the first wife of Adam. Not really true, you know? Or Lilith just being a floating rock in space. Not really true. And then looking at Earth as Mother Gaia. Not really true. Why? Because throughout the eons, this being has been fragmented. Lilith is a part of Gaia. Pluto is a part of Gaia. Chiron is a part of Gaia. Luna, the original Luna, not the fake ball of fucking whatever it is up there with the back of it being a space station. Not that moon that you see in the sky. The real one that's invisible to you. That's also a part of the Earth. Well, if they're a part of the Earth, what the fuck happened to them? Oh right, there's a part of history we don't really know much about, where the Earth was previously known as Tiamat. So, all these what happened to Tiamat? She got smashed by a bunch of other beings, right? Planets, asteroids, whatever the fuck it was, and she got shattered into a bunch of pieces. All these asteroids, the asteroid belt, Pluto, Chiron, Lilith, are all part of Tiamat, aka Sophia, aka Gaia. So if we look at the solar system as one being, the 7 to 9 to 12 planets are the energetic vortexes of Tiamat. They're not separate, they are the aspects of herself and himself. Because Gaia is neither male nor female, it is both. It is a hermaphroditic being, hence why it can self-replicate and self-create within its own creation. It doesn't need seeds from the sun to be planted onto it. If the sun wasn't here, the earth has its own luminescence. It's called the luciferous glow. You turn off all the lights, you block out the moon, you block out the sun, you block out the electricity. What do you have? You still have light. The transparent light. The true light. Why is it that we can't see that light? Because the consciousness known as Gaia, whatever you want to look at it as, in the Gnostics they see it as Sophia, that consciousness was fragmented. The Saturnian aspect was turned into another planet with all its little asteroids and moons. The abundance, prosperity, the masculine aspect, the amplification was known as Jupiter. That was taken out of it. the aspect of Venus, the feminine beauty, the motherly thing, the nurturing, the balance, the luxury, that was taken and toxified and said that you can't have any of it. It's bad if you want that stuff. That was turned into a quote-unquote toxic planet. Then we have Hermes, the hermaphroditic energy, which was completely burned, supposedly, by the sun and made into a molten ball of metal. Well, what does that mean? That Mercury is supposed to be back into the earth, because the mercury liquid is also a substance of the earth itself that you find on the earth, hence why it's called Mercury in space and it's Mercury on the earth. Mars itself, what's Mars? Why is there so much Mariana stuff named on Mars? Because Mars is Mary. Mary. It's inside the earth. It was a part of the earth. So when the being, the aeon, the consciousness, that fucking thing, whatever she is, flopped over here into this part of the Milky Way, which is still a part of the universe, it's still a part of the other galaxies. When it went into this corner over here, it got fractalized and fragmented into all these different aspects of itself, because it went into a density where it saw itself in a way that it didn't want to see itself. Now, if we take this farther back to before Sophia had the demiurge, right? She self-replicated, created something, and then she dropped it into the abyss, put a veil over it, and then went back after it to go get its own child. So it went back there in this story, and it comes down here, and because it goes into the physical world and its child was an aspect of itself, it didn't accept. Sophia itself experiences all the fragmentation, which means everything you see looking up is a part of this planet. Part of this. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, all of them are a part of Earth. Before Earth was smashed into pieces and fragmented. That's why people are saying, oh, the Earth is flat or the Earth isn't flat. No, the Earth doesn't matter what it is, right? If you think it's flat, you're probably on a moon colony looking at the sky under a dome. And if you think the Earth is round, you're probably on the surface of a different planet with a different dome thinking you're on Earth, but you're really not. And if you're actually on Earth, you're too busy being on Earth and enjoying nature to care about what the fucking shape of the planet is. So, Lilith is an aspect of Tiamat, a shattered piece of the planet. Now, think about it in a narcissistic way. You're trying to break down the mindset, the empathy, the energy of a being who is complete pure light and wisdom and blah blah blah. What do? You take out its ferocity, you take out its self-love, you take out its ability to create boundaries, you take out its ability to balance itself out, you take out its ability to expand with water and dreams and illusions, you take out its Uranus chaos kind of aspect with the thoughts and the change and the movement. You take out the aspect of Pluto, its death and rebirth, its underworld, keeping its subconscious away from it. You take away Mars, the action taker, the movement forward, the fiery, angry warrior goddess aspect. You take that out and you turn it into a little nun maid saying it's the Mother Mary. Like, no, Mother Mary was a pretty badass woman. She birthed a god. She became one. She is one. Like, everybody here is a god. She wasn't just a little old lady. She was a badass, and her sister was Cleopatra. She's royalty. I should know. So these aspects, these planets, and then Mercury being taken out of it, the hermaphroditic messenger aspect, so the Earth had no way to communicate with anything. Hence why about 10 years ago, there was a link made from the Earth to, a Birkeland current from the Earth through Mercury, through the Sun, to the other solar systems, which is when all the waves of volunteers started showing up. I think it was 10-20 years ago, maybe around 1996, which is also the time when Jupiter and Earth started merging some more and moved through the Milky Way galaxy, which is why we're at a different part of the Milky Way galaxy now than we were before, because the Earth is moving itself towards the center of the Milky Way galaxy. It's not being sucked into it, the Earth is going home. So in the biblical way, in the mythological way, and all that stuff, Lilith is Tiamat. It's an aspect of her. That's why she's the dark mother, the dark goddess, the blah blah blah, because it's the aspect of Gaia, Tiamat, Sophia, that was the badass warrior that didn't want to take shit. Now, in the biblical term where she's the first wife, or the first woman, she was literally the first being. She was the first in this entire conscious universe. From her came Adam, from Adam came Eve. That's why Lilith isn't in the picture anymore. Because in order to maintain the false belief of male and female only, the hermaphrodite had to be taken out, villainized, demonized, and then the peons, the peasants of just, you have one genital here and one genital here, and together you can only create, separately you can't. It is a complete insult to the Aeon Sophia. Think about it. Think about it. It's a perpetual insult to the grace of a being that didn't need anything or anyone else to create anything on her own. Because she is a connected being, a aspect of the all, the one. So why would she need anything, including a partner? Which is why she created things on her own. Fuck the partner. I don't need that shit. Get your dick away from me, bruh. I don't need it. I got my own. Get your ovaries away from me. I don't need it. I got my own. Creation made me perfect. What use have I for you? None. None. What I want, I create. What I dream, I experience. What I desire, I feel. What use have I for your flesh? None. Now, you can't really have a being that powerful walking around the earth, can you? Nope. You have to smash it, destroy it, split it in two, damage its DNA, damage its coding, damage its memory, split apart all its aspects of itself into fractalized movie characters and storybook characters, and then wipe its memory, continuously recycle it through the earth, through mortal flesh, to constantly forget who it was due to the rules of this world, so that by the time thousands of years have gone by, the Aeon Sophia thinks she's nothing more than a YouTube channel creator sitting there making videos flipping cards for people. But when she figures it out, guess what? Game over. I win. I already won. I've already won all the wars. I've already won all the battles, and I've already won all the fucking aspects of myself back. So Lilith is who you are, who I am, who all the children of the earth are, because she is the earth. She is the first being put into flesh by herself. Parthenogenesis. Look it up. It's a real thing. Mother Mary experienced the same thing. It's called parthenogenesis. It wasn't some old man sitting in the sky on a throne fiddling his ding-dong saying, I'm gonna, throw my seed into the oceans and I'm gonna cut that dick off and throw it in the oceans and Venus is gonna ride up from it. Or I'm gonna sit here and create a child and he's gonna walk around the earth and I'm gonna kill that child and you guys are all gonna worship me for doing that. Like, that's so, do you guys listen to what you believe? You guys believe in a fucking horror story. You realize that, right? The entire aspects of all religions on this planet are based off of the truth of the one, but distorted by mankind into a horror story to keep people in fear. Which is why Lilith and Sophia and Christ and all these other beings and messengers and Buddhas were all pushed to the side. Why? So that you can find the truth for yourself and see how you've been lied to. Correct? It's simple, isn't it? So utilize the narcissistic tactics to teach yourself how to combat the narcissistic tactics, because those narcissistic tactics are used against you because you taught them how to do it against you in another life. It's all part of the plan over here. Nothing happens without a contract. Nothing. That's how Demi works. It's all contracts. It's all agreements. Even the demiurge is a part of you and you fucking know it. You know it. Accept it. Claim it. Embrace it. You have a lion-headed worm inside of you. Are you going to let it control you? Or are you going to control it and utilize the power of the demiurge and the archons to control your fucking life the way you want it? Or are you going to say you have no power in that aspect and give it to them so they can fuck you over? I, for one, am an archon and I'm an aeon. I'm a devil and I'm a god. I'm a demon and I'm a saint. I'm a sinner and I'm a freaking nun. I'm a priest and I'm a shaman. I'm a mystic and I'm a card reader. I don't fucking care what you call me. I'm not here for your titles. So who's Lilith? Lilith is the first being created in this solar system's consciousness as a corporeal humanoid form that was both male and female and made perfect in the image of the All, the One, and Sophia. From that comes the split of the DNA. It's recorded in the story of Zeus and Danae, D-A-N-A-E, when Zeus split Danae in two, Danae being DNA. Zeus split the DNA of the woman in two. The story also goes into the mythology of Libra, the constellation, and Zeus and Hera playing a game with someone with the name of Tyrion or something like that, and they cursed him to live half of a life as male, half of a life as female, and then they asked him which he enjoyed sex better in. That was their game towards immortal life, because they wanted to feel egotistical praise regarding their genitals. Lo and behold, Zeus and Hera were both defective models of a god, because one of them was male, one of them was female. Neither was made perfect in the image of the All, because the All is neither male or female, it is both. So you can follow your false gods, your false goddesses, or you can realize that the true one is one, not two. That's why Lilith has been shunned. That's why Sophia has been shunned. That's why there's a beard on every male deity figure and a veil over the heads of all the female ones. You take the veil away, you take the beard away, which one's male and which one's female? You take the beard off of every image of Jesus Christ, is he male or female? You take the veil off of every image of Mother Mary, is she a warrior goddess or is she a demonic goddess? Which form is it? You take the color off of Kali and you give her two pairs of hands only, not 6. You just give her a left arm and a right arm. And you take the blue skin off and you make the skin pink, you keep the black hair, and you give her a smile instead of a tongue hanging out. Who does Kali look like now? Probably any other goddess, right? Your visions have been distorted so that you don't see the truth of what's in front of you, which is your bodies have been tampered with, your minds, your memories, your experiences, your entire history, and then due to the truth of time being an illusion but also being malleable and mutable, people and beings from other dimensions and frequencies manipulate the current mortal time streams into fractalized time streams, and they plant different items and historical time frames, and then they say, oh look, we found this scripture inscription, oh we found this statue. No bitch, you made it in 2027, you sent it back into 637 BC, and then you're saying, oh 1400 years ago we found this and it says that God is a man. How convenient to have time travel abilities, to back up your fucking lies, right? But most humans don't know this because they seem to think that all the sci-fi stuff is on TV. Well, the TV is a liquid crystal display charged by electricity, powered by your energy through your eyes, which are vortexes and portals towards your soul. So what you're seeing in a TV is actually what your subconscious has stored within you, and it's being replayed at you in a distorted fashion. So, human race, please quit bowing your heads and bending your knees and emptying your pockets to false gods and false prophets. You are the prophets. You are the gods. You created all the other aspects to justify your weaknesses as an individual human being and your flaws as an individual gender. The laws of the universe do not comply with single gender. You need both genders to manifest. Hence why most of you can't fucking manifest anything properly. And when I attempt to manifest anything, if I don't use the feminine receptivity and the masculine action course, I get like half-assed half-assed results. Like if I try to manifest $100, I'll get like 10 cents. Why? Because I'm trying to manifest $100 with a masculine aspect to get it to accomplish something. But if I just sit here and receive and be like, it's already here, I already know what I want, this is how I'm going to spend it, and this is what I need it for, and this is what, blah blah blah. If I justify it to myself, it's already here before I'm done justifying it. That's what they don't want you to know. You don't need them. You don't need Artemis, that's also Earth. You don't need Gaia, that's also Earth. You don't need Lucifer, that's also Earth. You don't need any of them. But if you feel comfort with these aspects of the all, by all means, feel that comfort. Send your love. Embrace it. Amplify it. But recognize that the God you worship doesn't exist in anyone else but you. So stop putting it outside of you, because the Father God or the Mother Goddess or whatever you believe in, even if you believe in nothing, you still exist, and no one else sees that being, that energy, that consciousness the way you do. No one else believes in the same God, Goddess that you do. Only you know that God. Only you. So put aside all religions. Put aside all structures of science, society, medicine, everything. They are all valid in their own way, but put them aside for a second. You and what you know are the only truth in your life. Correct or incorrect? No one can tell you what you know and what you don't know. Correct or incorrect? No one can tell you that your God is a false God or a real God. Correct or incorrect? So, I am here to validate for you that what you believe as your God is your God. Stop bending your knees and smashing your fucking souls against lies to perpetuate lies with your pure hearts that are doing it for the sanctity and sacredness of the all. Because that is being used against you by petty energies known as intelligent, narcissism. They use your kindness against you. So your belief in that God is going to the narcissist because you're putting that God outside of you in a heaven, in a kingdom, in a fucking Midgard, Asgard, whatever the fuck it is, outside of you. Those beings don't exist outside of you. They are inside of you. The versions outside of you are fake copies of what you are inside of you. So recognize the feeling inside of you if you accept Lilith within yourself as an aspect of yourself, like the badass warrior inside you, like, smoking a cigarette, you got a fucking machine gun, you got boots up to your knees, you got a fucking long trench coat, your hair is flowing in the wind, and you're just shooting lightning bolts out of your tits. Like, whatever it is, right? That aspect of you has been missing because you can't even really conjure up how fucking powerful you would feel with that aspect active. Hence why you look at Lilith outside and say, oh, that's a demon. No, bitch, that's you. So, and then the Christ energy, embodied by the form of a person. Absolutely logical, reasonable, valid, true, etc. But it's also inside of you. That's why you can recognize it outside of you. It's inside of you. You have that compassion inside of you. You are the king and queen of mercy and compassion within you. You have that ability within you. And if you simply acted with it every day in appropriate times, you would realize that the gods you worship are no different than people that would be living next to you right now that simply learned a little quicker than you did and moved on. They're no different than you. They're your family. So take your power back, claim your birthright, claim your divinity, claim your sacredness, claim your holiness, claim your prophetic abilities, claim your gifts, claim your wealth, claim your health, claim your love story. Fucking claim it. Because if you don't, some other bitch out there will, and then they're going to say that they're who you are. And then what are we going to do? How many Liliths do you want running around? How many Mary Magdalene reincarnations do you think there are? How many false prophets are in the world claiming to be Jesus? How many friggin' people are out in the world trying to rule cities and countries and worlds? How many different species of animals and people have you created for yourself to justify the lack of creativity in your own life? How many? How would your life be if you were really bluntly honest with yourself, like I've been with you from the start? If you just cut the shit and you actually admit what you are and what you aren't, wouldn't you see that the void inside you is actually the void of all the aspects of you that you haven't accepted? The bitch, the warrior, the victim, the perpetrator, the narcissist, the nun, the saint, the sinner, the demon, the goddess, the devil. Those are all you. You can punch somebody in the face just as easily as you can coddle a baby. Why would you give up the power to punch someone in the face because you think it makes you bad? Nah, bitch, sometimes you need to knock somebody up in the face. Because they get in your face and they're like, rah, 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 like, bro, back off. You have to claim your power. You have muscles, you have an arm. Your arm is capable of punching. Are you going to stop using your arm because it can punch? No, right? You're just going to learn not to punch everything. So Lilith is a part of you. What are you going to do? Disown her because she's like seen as dark? Nah, bitch, give me that demon. That's my bitch. That's my fucking witchy demon bitch over there. That's my Lilith. You can't claim her. She's mine. And I can't claim your Lilith. She's yours. So put on some fucking leather. Put on some dark lipstick. Put your fucking eyeshadow on. You know, if you're a guy, fucking be sexual. Be sensual. Be passionate. Be attractive. Be receiving. Be powerful in your darkness. Embrace it. Fucking embrace it, man.